welcome back to the Ho Chunk Gaming Casino here in Baraboo, Wisconsin, for the Apex Wisconsin Open CSI Predator US Pro Billiard Series stop number 2 on the 2022 calendar. We're playing 10 ball. We'll explain the rules as we go along. First, I better explain who's in the commentary booth with me. It's the the legend, which is Tony Robles. Hello, Tony.
Hey, Mark, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm good. And we started off with a great match between Eklund Kachi and Fedor Gorst at 10 o'clock this morning. And the next one up, Evan Lunda. As you can see there, the man from Detroit, Michigan, 30 years old, Fargo 740, breaking off against Kang Lee, and the cue ball scratched straight away in the side pocket. So it's going to be ball in hand then for Kang Lee. And I know he might look about 12, but he's actually 30 years old, Kang Lee.
He's my buddy from New York. I love Kang, and I've been super proud of him. He's really done well in these events since he started playing them last year.
Yeah, great carom player as well, of course. Plays out a Carom Cafe in New York. Lovely chap. I actually stayed with him last November. He put me up for a week to spend going around the great pool halls of New York. So ball in hand then for Kang Lee. 2 races to 4. We're playing 10 ball. It's call shot. So no doubt he'll be calling the 3 combo here.
You know, I never heard of Eric Lunda until last year when he played in the Predator Pro Series as well, and I have to say I was very impressed with his game too. He's a hell of a player too.
And I never found this out until the Derby City just recently. His favourite game is one pocket.
I believe it, yeah. You know, John Schmidt, when he broke Mosconi's record by running 626, always said that despite the fact that people believe straight pool is his favorite game, one pocket is his favorite game too.
Wow.
So Lee came a little short there, which means he's either going to have to kill this with inside, but I'd rather hit it with outside and play it in the same pocket because it's such a thin cut. If you hit it with a little bit of left, actually a lot of left, call this extension. You know, not so much where you're going to run into the 4. Even though you run into the 4, it might not be that bad because should be able to play it in the corner. But I think the move here is played in the same pocket. You're going to hit it thin.
Yeah, he's going to have to. Cue ball's going to do some mileage here, or footage.
Oh, he tried to go around.
Yeah,
so
I thought he had to.
Right?
What a great shot.
Way too much angle.
Oh.
Yeah, he went around all the traffic for sure, but.
And missed the 2 ball. So I think here's a window through to this for Evan Lunda.
How did Evan do in the one pocket at Derby?
Well, this might sound as if it's rehearsed, but I was just going to say to you, he played an unbelievable one pocket match against John Hennessy from Tennessee. And a race to 3, it took 4 hours and 8 minutes.
Wow.
It was a real marathon, and it was won on the final ball in the deciding rack. Well, this is 2 races to 4, and if we're level after 2 sets, we do go to the 10 ball shootout, and guarantee we're going to be seeing one of them before the week's out, or the 4 days is out, I should say. And it's a pretty bad miss there from Evan. So another chance for Kang Lee earlier on after missing that 2 ball. Kang Lee, Fargo 721.
Come off one rail here, withdraw a little bit of low right. I like stopping the ball here so that way you end up with a slight angle in the 8 ball and then just roll it to the opposite side of the 9 so you can come back.
Just to bring you some scores from the 10 o'clock round of matches, we're playing at 10, 12, 2, and then we're back at 5, 7, and 9. with matches over the next 4 days. Fedor Gorst, as you might have seen, won 2 straight sets. Chris Reinhold won in 2 sets as well, beating Daniel Snyder 4-1, 4-0. Sharik Saeed beat Nicholas De Leon. Mika Imminent beat Michael Schneider in 2 sets. And then on a shootout, our first shootout, 7-6. So on the 10 ball here then, Tony, for the Kankster.
Yep. And Lee's is as solid as they come. You know, he had a couple of great finishes last year on the U.S. Pro Billiard Series, which, by the way, we can't thank Predator Cues and CSI enough for putting these events together. They joined forces. I believe they signed a 3-year deal to do this, and it's been absolutely phenomenal, Mark. I mean, these events have been first class, and the play has been stellar, and you literally have, the best players in the world coming to these events to play for all this cash.
Yeah, and let's not forget, last year this tournament paid out $12,000 and $8,000 for first and second. This year it's more than doubled. It is now $25,000 to the winner and $15,000 to the runner-up, and hoping a piece of that will be this man breaking off now. Kang Lee leading 1-0. Winner breaks, of course. Early 10s do count. We've got a 30-second shot clock.
What a nice break that was. And if 6 goes past the 8, he should be good here, because he plays a 1 to the 4, gets on the 5. And if that 6 goes past the 8, I think he's definitely going to run this table, Mark. Yeah, wants to go 2 rails here with high left and stop by the center of the table.
Yeah, 5 ball in the same vicinity as the 4, so that's helped things considerably. Just looking around the tables now, while Kang Lee has a look round his one. Yasmin Ocean is in action. At the moment, we'll be bringing you those scores as they go along. And Darren Appleton also in action against Conrad Musician, as Kang Lee plays that absolutely perfectly. Tony struck that beautifully sweet.
Yes. So, the question here is, does he prefer to go to the bottom rail and shoot the 5 and come 1-2 rails? I actually like that if he has the proper angle on the 4. So he has a proper angle on the 4. It just makes it easier to get uptown as opposed to just stopping it there and going with, 2 rail route.
He's got a slight angle, hasn't he? Look. Nicely played. Leaves himself plenty of angle, as you said, to get back up. Get back uptown for the 6.
Yep. I like going 2 rails here because going 1 rail, you risk scratching in the side pocket. I'm not crazy about that if you mishit it. But it looks like he's going that route. Also, you see, you couldn't make the 6 ball past the 8 ball. That's why he decided to go that route, which makes sense. But unfortunately for him,
he's been unlucky there.
The 6 stopped right in front of the 9.
But he's a great 3 cushion player, and if anyone knows how to kick, this boy knows how to kick. Kicking Kang. And there you see, just got a glimpse of some of the outer tables. We are also hosting the Wisconsin State Championships.
He's going to try to put him behind the 9, the 10, depending which side he hits. He hit a little further than what he wanted to.
Yeah, got a containing safety there. I think he could find himself behind the 10 himself here, though.
Yeah, if Eric has the proper angle, he might try to put him behind the 10. If not, he's going to call the 10, actually. See, from here, it doesn't look like he can hit enough of the 10 to cut it in, but apparently he can.
Yeah, he's going to play the billiard.
And he might want to leave the 6 ball, if possible, at a place on the spot on the table where he doesn't have an easy shot. Very nicely played.
And in it goes, and it does count. It's 1-1, and we'll be back after the break. back. You join us just in time for the break. Evan LUNDA is level 1-1 with Kang Lee after playing that really nice little billiard on the 10 ball. Another crunching break.
Yeah, it's always
It's
amazing
dry.
me how you can hit him that well and not pocket a ball in the break, you know. By the way, thanks to everyone in the chat for correcting me. It's actually Evan. I kept saying Eric, I guess.
Yeah, there's some great stories unfolding around this arena, and we're going to tell you about one very, very soon after this rack. It's a lovely little story, actually, what pool is all about. And we've got 18 tables down here where they're playing the state championships on, and there's another 40 upstairs.
See, now that was actually the right shot, except that he ran into the 8 ball with the 1 ball. I know obviously that wasn't his intention, but you know, this is one of the things that we talk about with this format. You know, he was right in playing that shot as opposed to a bank on the 1, because you don't want to take too many risky shots. But I also think that that depends on the player. You have someone like Feder Gorse who, you know, feels like he can make any bank. He's going to play the bank all day long.
Oh, and the cue ball's going dangerously close to that side pocket. It's okay. Now then, are you just going to clip this thin, send the 1 into the 4 and bring the cue ball back down here, or are you going the other way, Tony?
Yeah, and that's a preference. You know, he can go that route, or he can send the cue ball past the 4. Well, I don't think he can get past the 4. The 4 is too close. It's hard to tell from here. But, you know, if he can't get past the 4, then that's definitely the shot. If he can, then he can place the cue ball behind the 2 ball if he can get past the 4. So it all depends whether or not he can get past the 4 and how he feels about the shot.
Well, we mentioned
See?
his billiard abilities, and he did play the billiard into the 4 there, but hasn't quite got the hook.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get past that 4 and underneath the 2 or the 3. I'm not sure if he can make this, to be honest with you. Nope.
A little bit of a nervy start from these 2 players, of course. First day, 4 days of competition. Looking.
Can you tell if the 1 goes in here?
I think it does.
Because
Kang's
if it does,
he
should definitely play this.
Yeah, you mentioned there about the short races, Tony, and there's a time to attack and there's a time to play safe. I know you love the Buddy Hall analogy, where if the safety's easier than the pot, go for the safety, right?
Yeah. But the 1 definitely goes. Even if you undercut it a bit, if you hit it with the right speed, he can make it. But obviously, if he did that, it's going to slow the cue ball down a bit. So he needs to make sure that he clears that 3 should he decide to play the 1.
Looks like he's played the safety. Oh, he's going to be in trouble here. There's a lovely kick and stick here.
He might be able to clip the 1. He might be able to clip the 1 and just place the cue ball, you know, behind the 2 and the 3.
Yeah.
You know, the key here is if you're able to send the 1 ball away, you know, try to get it to the point where you use the 2 and the 3 as a blocker for a 1 rail kick.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to...
I mean, he can always go the other way too, but still.
He's playing the kick, I think.
Yep. Very nice. A 1 pocket shot. You see he's a 1 pocket player, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice call there, Mark.
Yeah, just 30 years old. It's a lot more players now getting into 1 pocket. They're realising how it can help their other games, as all the other games do complement, especially the 14-1. You talked about the 14-1. The John Schmidt 626 stood for a little while, but Jason Shaw recently, of course, making 7-1-4. Just tell me a little bit about that, Tony.
About Jason 714?
What do you think about running 7-1-4?
I think it's absolutely phenomenal. You know what it is? Listen, the Mosconi's record was held for 65 years before it was broken. But, you know, in all fairness, there weren't a lot of players that were really trying to give it a go. at all. John was, the one that really tried the hardest, and that's why he achieved it. And all credit to John. I didn't think that it would be broken this soon, but I think that now that Jason has done it, it's inspired other players to want to go for it as well.
It's a bit like the 4-minute mile, isn't it? The 4-minute mile stood for years. All of a sudden, Roger Bannister did it, and then everyone was doing it. It's
Yeah.
like that belief that it can be beaten.
Yeah. And after witnessing the 714 that Jason did and the 626, I always seriously doubted that anyone could ever do 1,000, but now I actually think it's possible.
I think that's the next target, right?
I think it's definitely possible because you have a lot of players that don't play the game correctly, but they have such an uncanny ability to pocket balls consistently, and they're so good at it, they barely miss.
Yeah.
And I used to tell my dad for years, and I said, if they're running 200-300 and they're not even playing the game right, imagine if they did play the game right, they'd probably run 1,000 like it's going out of style. So yeah, I do believe it's possible. Not easy, but it is possible. I think at some point someone's going to do it if you have the younger generation going for these records. And who I think has an awesome chance of doing it?
Filler.
Oh, no doubt about it. But also Federer, because his cue ball control is so amazing. I think he has an awesome chance of getting 1,000. No doubt about that.
And a chance of getting the third rack now. Kang Lee nicely on the 4 ball. 5 waiting over the side. 6 guaranteed in the corner. So this is a good opportunity now for Kang.
Yeah, he just has to negotiate the 8 ball, right? Getting to the 7. He's just going to roll it down a bit, maybe come off the rail.
And Kang doesn't just come here to play. He is responsible for hanging all the lovely Predator lights that you see around the room.
Yeah, they do an incredible job, between him, Ira Lee, Henry Chen, Roy, Tyler.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens here. Where'd the cue ball go?
Where's he gone with the cue ball? Wow.
See?
Was he trying to move the 8? No, surely not.
No. He was trying to go just to the bottom rail there. I thought he was able to hit it fuller. Maybe he was able to. He could have applied more side spin. But maybe he was just determined to avoid running into the 8. The 8 was a big ball there. And
well,
he was going to try to put him behind the 10 here.
Or behind the 9. No, behind the 10, yeah. I didn't like that. I liked just playing it up towards the 8 ball and leaving the cue ball over behind on the other side rail.
Yeah. I mean, I think what happened there, Mark, is he hit it a little thinner than what he anticipated. I think he was trying to hit it fuller for sure. If he had he hit that 7 ball fuller, the cue ball would have wound up behind the 10, or close to it.
Oh, he struck that well. Got a little tester though here, down the rail on the 8. 30-year-old Evan.
Yeah, I think he's a favorite to make this shot. He just has to figure out what he has to do to get around the 9 ball. I don't think you want to run into it. If you run into it, you have to rely on luck to play. You might want to go above it a little bit if possible. Oh, he overcut that.
He's overcut that by
but look at that.
He
overcut it just in front of the 10.
Wow. That was missed by quite some distance, wasn't it? Bringing up to date, Darren Appleton has won the opening rack against Conrad Musician. Sosei and Mickey Kraus are 1-1 at the moment. Dennis Grabet is absolutely flying. He won the first set 4-0 and he's 3-0 up in the second already. Yasmin Ocean 3-1 down.
Look how good he hit that one.
Oh, that's a lovely shot.
Well, he's a billiard player. That's like an easy shot for billiard players.
Controlled, lovely.
3 cushion player, too. I wonder if he can hit enough underneath the 10. We have Roberto Gomez stopping in front of us, looking up in the ceiling, making believe that he doesn't see us. Oh, he missed the entire ball.
Well, that was a little bit thinner than he would have liked. Roberto Gomez, just off camera, is causing havoc, as he always does.
Yeah, he's trying to shark us from our commentary.
Yeah. he was successful for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I go in 2 rails here. Like, give him a little closer to the side. He's overhitting everything accidentally.
Yeah, he's struggling, but I'll tell you what, he's had a little bit of a result there. He's finished on it in the side pocket. So
needs to compose himself, get back on track, take his time. He can either draw bottom rail, go up, or go 3 rails with follow. I like the 3 rails because you go right towards the 10.
He's underhit this one. He's underhit this by quite some distance. Well, this is a little tester now for the little man from Korea.
I think it's more like a little giant, you know.
So if he makes this, we're going to go make a cup of tea. See you soon. A very warm welcome back to a very, very chilly Apex Wisconsin Pro Billiard Series Open here. Kang Lee breaking off, leading 2-1 in the opening set. Still with me, Tony Robles, as he will be throughout the next 4 days, providing he's not playing. So there's the break, Tony. He's made a ball. How does the table look? So you're walking to the table now. What's going through your head, Tony?
You have to kick behind the 1 ball here, unless you plan on making it, which I don't think it's a good idea because he might run into the 8. I think you have to kick behind this ball and hopefully, you know, try to avoid running into the 7. By the way, George Teyeshea is in the chat. Hi, George. How are you? We miss you, buddy.
Hey, George.
Sorry couldn't make it here.
He's enjoying the warmer climate of Arizona, I'm guessing. He's probably out walking with his grandkids and living the lovely family life.
Like he can hit it thin. Look, it looks like he can hit it thin. Nice shot there.
Needs a bit of luck. Needs a bit of luck. And I think he's got it. Now then, how's your jumping, Evan? Evan from the great car-making city of Detroit.
Wonder if he's going to hit this with low and come 2 rails, or just center ball and come 1 rail to the opposite side of the 2.
Oh, this is a perfect camera angle of the airborne shot here from Evan Lunda. Well, and I think he's left this on now for Kang Lee, so the good safety shot has paid off. Is there ever a, this might sound a silly question, but that's what I do. I ask silly questions sometimes because I want to know the answer, and you're the man to answer it. Do you ever jump in one pocket? Is it allowed in one pocket?
I don't think so. I don't think it's allowed. I don't even think you're allowed to do. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not a 1-pocket player, but I mean, I would be surprised. I mean, traditionally, it's in straight ball. I know it's not allowed, so I would assume it's not allowed in 1 pocket. Ooh. It would have benefited him tremendously if he would have run into that 3, just enough to slow down the cue ball, you know.
I think that's what he played, wasn't it? Now I don't think he has a shot.
Yeah, I think he was hoping that he could widen the angle a little more than that. He might have to place a cue ball behind the 3 here. Maybe shoot a stop shot so that the 2 comes off the 8, goes to the bottom rail, and maybe just stun follow it behind the 3 that way. It's hard to tell. I don't know how much of the 8 he can hit from this angle. If he's dead straight, all 3 balls are dead straight, that's going to be a little tricky. He might be better off just shooting the 2 to the 3, stopping the 2 where the 3 is, and sliding the cue ball or hiding the cue ball underneath the 8 ball. But that's a very touchy shot.
You don't like playing the bank here?
Yeah. You can also try to put him behind the 10, but then now you have to really be careful with the speed. See, that's what he tried to do.
Yeah, risky
You
shot.
try to put him behind the 10, you know.
Just to bring you up to date with a few other scores, Tony, around the room. Yasmin Ocean, I think, was 3-0 down. It's now 3-2 in the first set. Dennis Graber has gone through 4-0, 4-0. And Darren Appleton is 2-1 ahead against.
Oh, he overcut that.
Conrad
He overcut
Musician.
that one. I think both players are struggling a little bit this morning, this time of the day, first round. Could be first round jitters, just trying to get comfortable with the table. Could be anything.
Yeah, that's a good point you make there about the table, because it's the only table that isn't open for practice all the time. You're allowed about 10 to 15 minutes before you get on and play your match. So you don't get as much time, and the arena table always plays different to the outer tables, of course, Tony, doesn't it?
Yeah, you know, it's you have a little congestion here over here. Players all over surrounding the other tables over here. It's just these 2 players, you know. I think he's going to go back and forth here, hoping to avoid the 8 ball. Look how good he hit that one.
Oh, what a great shot that is. And look at that, nicely on the 4 as well. Now, can he just... Well, he's got to be a little bit wary here, hasn't he? The 7's looking very large. It's looming large, Tony, that 7 ball.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a big angle here, so he shouldn't have a problem holding the cue ball here as long as he hits it low. Doesn't even require to put spin on this. Even though I prefer to put just a tidbit, you know. Ooh,
Wow, he stole some of the pocket there and just about made it. So now, looking favourite to go on the hill. And we're playing 2 races to 4. For those of you just joining us, it's 10 ball.
So here, if he can hit it full enough with a little bit of spin, he's either going to play the 7 in the same side pocket as a 5 or in the lower right-hand corner pocket. No need to hit it with any speed. Oh, wow, he missed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Evan won't believe he's back at the table there. Must have been thinking, I'm 3-1 down here.
Yeah, he's going to go 2 rails here, I would imagine. unless he wants to slide it over. This is a preference shot, you know, but I like to go 2 rails because you go right towards that ball. I like going towards that ball. Not that you can't with one, but I feel like you have to stroke it better when you hit it with draw, you know, or with stun.
Yeah, he's just a little bit further than he would have liked.
Yeah, he can draw past the 9 here, though. Doesn't need to hit it that hard at all to draw past the 9.
There you see the Arcos cue ball there, the Arcos II, with the 6 little arrows on it. And if you look at Evan there, he doesn't quite get his chin down on the cue. He's quite a way away from it.
Yeah, that's how I played my entire career. I'm the same way. I think he got a little straighter than what he wanted there. So it's hard to tell from here if he can stun it over, but it looks like he has to follow it. Oh, he can definitely stun that one. Yep, he went with the follow. Nothing wrong with that.
So this 10 ball then to draw level again. 2-2. Expect him to get it. And in it goes. So we're level 2-2 now. There's a lovely little story developing on one of the outside tables. There's a young 10-year-old called Deke Squire, and his father, Tony, actually runs one of the leagues, the USA Pool League, yeah, in Indianapolis, or Indiana, was it? Indiana, I think it was. 10 years old, and he's playing against Lee Van Corteza. What a lovely story that is. He lost the first set, young Deke, 4-1, but they're 1-1 in the second set. And Yasmin Ocean has pulled back to 3-3 now as well.
And she's at the table. Darren just took a 3-1 lead against Conrad. And Jeremy Saucy and Mickey Krause are tied at 2 games apiece.
Your eyesight. I wish I had your eyesight. I wish I had your cue action.
That's only from a distance.
Here we go then. Evan breaking off. We're level.
Oh, he scratched on the break.
That's the second time he's done it. He done that in the first rack, didn't he?
And he made the 10 on the break too.
Wow. And the 10 ball does count on the break, not when you scratch, of course. But if he'd have made that and the cue ball would have stayed up, that would have been a win. And we're yet to see a 10 ball shootout. I wonder when we'll see our first one. Mika Immonen did have one earlier on against Michael Schneider, winning it 7-6. So that was quite a big one, Tony, to start with. A 7-6.
Shootout?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And when you're watching these players practice around the venue, it's part of their drill routine now. They always finish off with the 10 ball just behind the spot where it's actually placed in the rack is where it's spotted for the spot shot.
Nice draw towards the 2 here.
It just stops the cue ball now, doesn't he, Tony?
It just comes off the rail slightly and ends up with enough of an angle on the 3 ball to just follow for the 4 ball.
Oh yeah, he's got
nothing fancy. I think he got a little straight on that. So he's gonna have to go 1 rail, hit the long rail to go up there, go uptown.
Is he going to play this with some high left, do you think? He'll put some left-hand spin on it just to tease it up towards the 4?
Yeah, the problem with that is you can't hit it too hard because then the cue ball is going to want to continue to follow, you know?
Yeah.
And then it kind of slows it down a bit. You see that?
Yeah, it just held it up, didn't it? Just checked it slightly.
Yeah, it just slows it down. It slows it down. Had he hit it harder than that, he would have come even shorter, you know?
Yeah. The stroke wasn't quite there on that. Just a little bit hard, as you say. A little bit of a hit. And young Deke Squire has ball in hand on the 7 ball on the other table, and he just has the 9 and the 10 to go to take a 2-1 lead. How lovely.
Well, let's see what Mr. Lunda is going to do here. He's going to try to stop the cue ball behind the 8 and the 10, or... He went for the bank.
Oh, he's gone for the bank. And that
Nice
was
shot.
That was a real one-pocket shot,
Yes, he
wasn't
called
it?
it. Yeah. See, I thought he was going to hit the opposite side of the 4 ball, and send it towards the 5, and leave the cue behind the 8 and the 10.
I thought that's exactly what I thought he was playing as well. He fooled us all, but he did call the 10 ball, obviously. Sorry, the bank shot, I should say.
I think he came a little short there. I can't tell. Maybe he might see a piece of the 5. If he can see a piece of the 5, he's going to overcut it and try to bring the cue ball back downtown.
I've got some more fun facts here for you next time we've got a little bit of time to chat. Have you been to Wisconsin before, Tony?
Many years ago to Milwaukee when I used to play in the Pro Billiard Store many years ago, until about like 97, 98, you know.
So slight swerve, is it, round the...
Oh.
Wow. Well, that almost hit our production man. Vincent Rochefort nearly caught one on the side of the head there.
Yeah, Evan has quite the opportunity here. Shoot the 6, follow, draw the cue ball, 1 rail, 2 rails, right by the first diamond near the side pocket on the left-hand side. Not sure if he came quite as close to the 7 as he wanted to, because now it makes it tougher to draw past that 9 and past the side, more importantly.
I was just wondering if he was thinking of running it, but he's not. He's drawing.
You just have to hope that you can get past that side pocket. Oh, you ran into the 9, though. That cue ball's going straight towards the side. Yeah, look at this. Wow.
What a shot he's played there, Tony.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that was intended, but overall it wound up working out for him.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
He is a one-pocket player.
Yeah.
See over here? I kind of like moving the 10, believe it or not, towards that side of the table, making it easier to get on there, you see? And that way you don't have to do anything special with the 9. Just pocket and let the cue ball just come off the rail and go towards the 10.
Yeah, as you say, all he had to do was just pocket it, guaranteed to be on the 10. So it will be Evan Lunda who gets onto the hill first. He will lead 3-2, and then we're going to go for a little short break, but we'll be back with the remainder of this set. welcome back to that lovely view on your screens. It's the one slate Apex Predator 9-foot table, which had its official launch yesterday, now available. You can have one in your home, in your club. Go to predatorcues.com and there's everything you need to know about this beautiful piece of equipment, complete with its Arcadia cloth, the Predator Arcos II balls, and there's even a new rack that's just come out as well. And it's very, very, well, I love it. It's sort of a matte black, and there's a matte white one as well. I've got a brother called Matt White.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, look at that.
So here we are then, Evan Lunda. 3-2 ahead in the first set, 2 races to 4, and then if we're even, after 2 sets we go to that.
Yeah, Evan made a nice outlast rack to get on the hill. Almost made the 4 on the break in the side there, so therefore giving an opportunity to Lee Kang.
We were talking about young Deke Squire.
He's going to try to go between the 6 and the 4. I would imagine he had to try to go between the 6 and the 4 here. Yep, he did. Ran into the ball a bit, but I think he might see enough to make the 9. It's hard to tell. Let me see. Maybe not. If he can't see it, he's better off overcutting it and playing a safe. But if he can see it, he obviously has to go for it. Question is, can he get past the 10? He can definitely get past the 10. If he hits this with follow to go 2 rails. It looks like he can see it from that angle, right, Mark?
I think he can, yeah.
Oh, I guess he couldn't. No, that would be a shocker if he scratched there because he's a 3-cushion player. Wow.
Yeah,
that was a surprise, yeah. That's a surprise.
He should know that angle, really, shouldn't he, as you say, being a 3-cushion player. Yeah, young Deke Squire just lost 4-1, 4-1, but it is double elimination here, of course, so he's not out of it, and he took 2 racks off of Lee Van Corteza. Now that is no mean feat, so good little experience for there. Darren Appleton has taken the first set against Conrad Musician and leads 2-0 in the second set. And if you want to know any of the brackets or the scores, go to usprobilliards.com. Yeah, I'm just getting corrected. See, Tony, my eyes are awful. It's 1-0 in the second to Darren, not 2. Thanks for that, Tony. You've got to keep me in check. You know that.
You got to keep me in check, too. We look out for each other. We got each other's back. So Evan should be okay here. You know, just the 5 to the 6 is, I think, the key to this rack. You have a little zigzag pattern play here between the 6, 7, and 8.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Am I seeing things, or does Evan Lunda look a bit like Justin Timberlake?
I can see that. I can see that. Okay, let's see if he got that. I guess he didn't, so he's going to have to play a safe.
Yeah, very
I'm pretty sure he didn't mean to do that. He was trying to come by the side pocket for the 6. He's just going to draw it slightly past the 8 ball. Put him behind the 8. Just needs to compose himself. Make sure that he focuses on placing the cue ball there. I think he got him.
Yeah,
yep, great shot.
He has got him. So the jump stick is coming out, and Kang isn't the tallest of players, so I think height is a slight advantage, isn't it, when you're jumping, Tony?
Yes. Yeah, I call it the height advantage, yep. Much easier to jump when you're taller. And he needs to come up with a nice shot here in order to stay alive this set. Or hope he gets lucky and not leave him a shot.
Yeah, I don't know if he called anything, but well, he's been a little bit.
I think he called a roll there. Let me see.
Fortunate, yeah, I think he has. I mean, he can see a bit of it, but it's hard to avoid the scratch in the side with what he can hit.
Yeah, I mean, he can't see the 6 fully. I kind of like coming off the rail and hitting the 6 thin towards the 8 ball and sending the cue ball across the table here.
Yeah, that's a nice call. And being a one pocket player, as you said, that is the shot he'll play. Send the 6 up towards the 8.
Ooh, he hit it a little too thin there. He didn't mean to hit it that thin. He wanted to hit it just towards the 8, you know?
Wow. So another chance then for Kang to draw level. And you've joined us day 1 of the Apex Wisconsin Open. 4 days of fierce battle, 64 players battling for the first prize of $25,000.
Nice shot there by Kang. Now he has to make sure that he steers clear of the 9 ball. Doesn't want to end up behind the 9 ball while trying to get to the 8. And you know what I like about this shot is I like having the cue ball go across the table, but maintaining that cue ball closer to where that spot is, where you rack the balls, Mark. Just not, you know, you don't want to go too far above that because then you risk going behind the 9. Look, he missed the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, it just hasn't found his, you know, and to be fair to Kang, he hasn't really had that much practice. He's been working, and the life of a pool player isn't just coming and playing pool for a lot of people. I just saw another guy, Jeremy Seaman, who's in town again, the man from Michigan. He's competing here. He's a welder by day, goes to work, does a full week's work, and then plays on the weekends.
Have to respect that. Have to respect that. So let's see what he's doing here. I like playing safe here, leaving the cue behind the 10 ball, like hitting it really thin, sending it to the top rail, and having the cue ball go 1, 2, 3 rails underneath the 10. I think it's a better bet, even if your opponent has to jump.
Yeah, it's risky to play the bank, but I think he might be, you know. Don't know if he called it, did he?
That's a shot right there. He didn't quite get back behind the 10. I guess he wanted to put him behind the 9. Not sure why.
It's a pretty good shot, though, isn't it? Nice kick and stick here, though. He could end up getting him behind the 10 here. Put the 8 ball behind the 10, Tony.
That's a move. Just want to make sure you stick the cue ball. If you stick the cue ball there, there's a good chance that, you know, I love this shot because it's like a two-way shot, Mark. This is one of those shots that if you hit it just right, you always have the chance of making the 8 ball in the side. But if you don't make it in the side, it'll come off that long rail and go towards the 10 ball.
Extension called. Your picture hasn't freeze frozen. I looked at the screen and thought, hello, has the screen frozen?
Yeah.
And then I looked to my right and saw, of course, we're still very much alive and kicking here, Tony.
See, I would still call this in the side just in case, you see. You have to call it because then if it goes in, you end up losing your turn and you're leaving the 9 ball.
Yeah.
I think he overhit that.
Well, that was a close call for the shot clock as well.
Yeah, he overhit that.
Very close. Yep, he can get through to this, Evan. So a chance then to take the first set. And got to be honest, both players have had plenty of chances to win it as well.
Just want to avoid running into that 10 if possible.
Struggled in, but he made it. Now then, where's the cue ball going to land? It's okay.
He got perfect on that 9 ball.
So it looks like it's going to be 1-0 to the man from Detroit. They make cars in Detroit. He's making progress on the table. And in it goes, and we'll be back with the second set. to the heat of battle here in the casino Ho Chunk in the lovely little town of Baraboo, breaking off Kang Lee. Second set after losing the first, and balls flying in everywhere here. Is the six going to make it? No. So made 2 balls on the break. And there's a shot at the 2 ball.
I don't think you can get past that 10 though, Mark, or even the 4 if you were to hit it with draw. He might not have a choice but to play it safe here, like overcut and leave it by the bottom rail.
You don't think he can sneak round the back of the 10?
I mean, I don't think so. I'm looking at it from this angle. It looks like it's going to be very hard. Even if he does get past the 10, it looks like unless he's trying to go around the 4. See that?
Yes, what a great effort. What a great effort. Just caught the 4. Still has a shot on the 3, though. I think he's got to take this on. Meanwhile, just to bring you a score from outside table 2 to our left, Conrad Musician. The pole has just been beaten by Darren Appleton. 4-1, 4-0. So good win there. And Darren Appleton was actually one of my outside bets for this tournament. He really is on a surge, on a comeback. Just refound his love for the game.
Look at this billiard shot right here.
Oh yeah, there's the 3 cushion man coming up with the goods. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, guys. I couldn't hold it in, Tony. I couldn't hold it in.
I would still call the 10 here just in case, right, Mark? You know, you never know. You might hit it perfect.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to come off the rail. He's trying to curve around the 5, hit the 3 ball, right? Want to make sure that he doesn't hit it too good because he might scratch off the 3 into the corner if he hits it just right. I just missed it.
Wow. So ball in hand then. Chance for Kang Lee to take the opening rack in set number 2. Lost the first set. And both players with a few misses in the first set. So just stopping the cue ball. And then he'll play the 5-6 combo, obviously.
Yeah, I having enough of an angle on the 5 so that the cue ball can come off the cushion and go, you know, towards the left side of the table because, you know, he can't hit the 6 dead on. It's too far in the pocket. So he's going to have, you know, the 5 will go slightly to the left. See over here, he overhit that. So the key here is to make sure that the cue ball comes off the second cushion and, you know, past the point where the 9 is. So that way he can see the 5 ball.
Yeah.
So he should be fine here as long as he hits it with enough speed to come off that second rail. But more importantly, he needs to focus on hitting that 5 just right to the 6, you see? He overcut it. He overcut it. Yep, he overcut that.
Wow. Really is struggling at the moment, and it's never nice to see a player.
Yeah, we all have our days, and believe me, it's not pleasant. Did you know Jasmine Ocean won that first set 4-3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's leading in the second as well, isn't she?
Mm-hmm. And Mickey Cross beat Jeremy Saucy 4-2 the first set. So they just started the second set.
That's a good win. That's a good set win for... Yeah, she's 2-0 down, actually, I believe, in the second set, Yasmin Ocean. I think it might be 2-1 now, actually. 2-1, Yasmin Ocean trails. Leads by 1-0. Any information, the brackets, everything you need to know, usprobilliards.com. Everything you need to know is on that website there. mention to our sponsors, Seaberts, Kamui, and of course Alpha. ALFA, that is, Alpha, Bitcoin. Have you got any Bitcoins?
No, I do not.
It's time you get some, Tony.
I'll tell you this, Evan is starting to look a lot more comfortable on the table, Mark.
Yeah, and, you know, he's gaining more and more confidence with every miss that Kang makes, you know, because it does give you confidence, doesn't it, as a player? If you know you're not going to be punished for it, you tend to relax a little bit. So, how are you sleeping? We're staying in this wonderful hotel here at the Ho Chunk, and it really is a lovely hotel. I mean, I love my room. I've got 2 huge beds in mine. Now, I'm sleeping okay, but not brilliantly, and there could be a reason behind that, Tony, because another little fact about Wisconsin, according to Wisconsin Stories, it contains more ghosts per square mile than any other state in the nation. Do you believe in ghosts?
No, I do not. I just think that's great to say during Halloween. But yeah, I think that's wow. That's why you're not sleeping well, because you're thinking about it.
I am. I shouldn't be reading these facts, should I?
Oh, look at that. A 10 win on the break.
Oh, he's made the 10. And that's a win. Wow. And a very dejected looking Kang Lee there. Rightly so. All of a sudden, he's 2-0 down. Tony gives us a chance to just recap on a few scores for you. Already in Fedor Gors, as you might have seen, won in straight sets against Eklund Kachi earlier on. Dimitris Lukatos beat Fili in straight sets, 4-2, 4-1. Chris Reinhold went through against Daniel Schneider, 4-1, 4-0. Sharik Sahid beat local boy Nicholas DeLeon beat him on a shootout, actually, 4-2. Sharik. So we've had 2 shootouts already. Mika Imminent also won on a shootout, 7-6 against Michael Schneider. To break off then, Evan Lunda leading by 2-0. Second set, 1-0.
Hey, ball.
Here comes the 4-railer.
Yeah. So he made 2 on the break, but unfortunately doesn't have an easy shot on the 1. Now, how do you like playing safe here? Do you like putting your opponent behind the 4 and the 6? I kind of like that, because see, some players try to place the cue ball behind the 9, and that's too touchy, number 1. Number 2, it makes it too easy to hit the 1 ball afterwards, you know.
Yeah, I just don't like playing this 1 ball too near the 10 ball.
Well, I mean, it's not that bad if you place a cue ball. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, because if you have someone that kicks well. See, he chose to go that route.
Yeah, he hasn't gone far enough.
I think going that route kind of makes it too easy to hit the 1, even if you put him behind the 9. Right?
And look at the big pocket in the side off the 7, look. Makes this pocket huge. Also, it'll move the 7 out of the way for the 3 to go in there into the same pocket. What about that one, Tony?
Yeah, I mean, I don't, it's hard to tell. If he doesn't have that much of an angle, you know, he might not have a choice but to shoot this in the corner. The 7 might be too low. He might not be able to go past the 7.
I think you're right. You're right.
Yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah, nicely played. As usual, I complicate things.
No, it has nothing to do with complicating. Sometimes, you know, you just don't see the angles right. You know, it's tough to see the angle and see exactly what they have. So, you know, lucky for us, we have great cameramen here.
So, come on, Kang.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's going 2 rails. Yep, he is.
Yeah. Don't scratch
He's
in the
going
side.
to hit the 3rd rail.
It's okay. That's nicely played, but well, he's got a little. He's a little bit. This is a bit of a picnic shot, as we say in Europe. He's hampered Tony slightly over the 7.
A mini Mount Everest, right?
A mini, yeah. Base camp.
Yeah, I mean, if he can, you know, bridge over that and hit it low enough, he should be in good shape, because I don't think he can get away with foul here, because the 9's a big ball there.
Yeah. calls the extension.
Talking about extension, if he has an extension, that would be a good time to use it.
You mean on the end of his cue?
Yeah, because, you know, it'll make it easier for him to reach the ball where he wants to hit it, right? Oh, he's fine. I think he's good here. As long as he doesn't touch that 7 with the cue ball and with the cue stick.
He's caught the 6, but he's okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't want to run into the 6, but like you said, he's in good shape here. Goes one rail. Can play the 7 in the same pocket, yeah, assuming he's shooting the 6 in the side. Okay, came a little short there.
We have 6 games here today for you. This is the second of the 6. We have another one at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time, and then we have a little bit of a break, and we're back at 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. So plenty of pool, and it's all free to watch on billiards.tv. Share it with your friends, let everyone know about it. So
I think he has enough angle here to get up there. Yep.
Yeah, don't go straight though, Kang. It's a little bit careless. Just ran on slightly too far. Just made this a little bit more awkward. Okay, he's still going to make it, I guess, but it's just them little things, isn't it, Tony, that just sap your confidence slightly. No problem.
Hit it with confidence, though.
Yeah, he did hit it with confidence. Played it very, very nicely indeed. So make this 10 ball to go 2-1. Give you guys a chance to go and check out the website, usprobilliards.com, and we'll be back straight after the break. Welcome back. Tony Robles and myself in the commentary booth. 2-1. Evan LUNDA leads, and by 1 set to 0. This is the Apex Wisconsin Open, and it's so called the Apex because the table you see them playing on is the new Predator Apex 1 slate table. Had its launch yesterday, Tony. How do you fancy having one of these in your home?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to build an addition to the house, and the first thing we're going to do once my game room is completed is put one of these babies there. I'm so looking forward to that. Then I'll run 1,000 balls in straight pool, and I'm happy.
And then you've got to have a
then I woke up.
And then you've got to have a big party and do a dance on the table.
Yeah.
That's the plan. Oh, that was really nicely played. I like the way he played that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the 4 goes past the 6 ball. It's a little tough to tell here because I think he can hit the ball full enough to get close enough to the corner to bypass the 6 and the 7 and go 3 rails past the side pocket to play the 3 in the right-hand side pocket. Ooh.
Wow, he's
Yeah, he needed to
caught
hit
the
a little
6.
lower. He didn't hit it low enough. He needed to hit a little lower.
I think the jump stick's coming out. The air rush will be coming out. The jump stick.
Doesn't want to hit it too hard. Doesn't want too much movement on the cue ball. Very nice.
Oh, how well did he hit
Wow,
that?
very nice.
And as you said, doesn't want too much movement and got a little bit too much there. And actually drew back about 5 feet, Tony, behind the 6 ball. Now then, is he going to use the jump stick again?
Looks like it.
Yeah, he's just...
Shorter version.
You see that? Just unscrewed the extension off of the butt.
See the move here, if you're calling it cross-side like that, hit it with follow, so that way you run into the 7. That way you slow down the cue ball a bit. Look at that, he almost made it off the 6, actually. Earl Strickland in his heyday, he used to make shots like this look like hangers. He would hit these 100 miles an hour, go straight into the pocket and bring the cue ball for the 5. It was something to see.
Let's just have a quick chat about Earl Strickland. How good is he still?
I think the reason why he gets frustrated now with himself, obviously, is because when you play at the level that he played when he was younger and you see that you're no longer capable of playing at that level, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's got to be hard.
It's tough, isn't it?
But I do consider him one of the greatest 9-ball players that ever lived. I got to watch him play in his prime, and he was, at least from the players at that time, you know, and I'm including, you know, when I started playing in the 90s, full-time on the Pro Tour, we had 16 stops a year. I made it my business to watch all of Nick Warner's, Mike Siegel's, Buddy Hall's, and Earl Strickland's matches while I was at the tournament. And Earl was the only player that I ever saw win a tournament without missing a single open shot.
Really?
Which is unbelievable. Nice safe there by Evan. Very nice.
Yeah, he checked it off the rail very nicely. Just prior to that, we saw Kang attempt a safety on the 4 and just mishit it completely and left him, Evan, in over the side pocket. And the jump stick is coming out again here. And as you say, he's not the tallest of people, but he's still pretty good with that short little jump stick.
Yeah, the key is to just get closer by bending your elbow, you know. Even if you're short, you shouldn't have a problem jumping the ball.
I was always taught, oh, that's a great effort. I was taught, get your chin down the cue as much as possible. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can do that, but the most important thing is to make sure that you don't drop your elbow or your shoulder as you're stroking through the ball. That's a very common mistake that I see a lot of amateurs make, you know. The other mistake is sometimes they just don't bend their elbow enough. Okay, I think he ran into the 7 there. Look at that. That was a surprise. I think he hit it just a little lower than we would want it to. I think he's going to play it safe here. He needs to take his time here.
Or does he take the bank on?
Well, I don't know if he wants to put him underneath the 9 or the 10 or behind the 8. He has an option here. I like going behind the 9 and the 10, so that way, you know, I give him a little bit of distance, but...
He's called the extension, so he wants a little bit longer to think about it. I think he's thinking about maybe playing the bank here.
Yeah, and leaving him behind the 8, I guess.
Yeah.
That's not a bad shot if he feels like he can control it well enough, you know. Just doesn't want to hit it that hard. Stun, follow, follow. Stun, follow. Very nice. Well, I thought he made that.
Oh, he nearly did.
Wow.
Now then, can Kang get through to this? If not, he'll be reaching for the jump stick once again. And there he does. No, he's not. maybe.
But anyway, not getting back to the jump shot, in order to stroke it correctly, you have to bend your elbow so that way it allows you to bring your body closer to get a full stroke because it's a shorter cue.
Yeah, good point. I've never really thought of it like that. This time.
Oh, he made it, but I don't
it.
think he's going to get position on the 8.
Well, he might need that stick again, actually.
Well, I mean, if he can see the edge of the 8, he can cut it in.
There's the replay. Watch the cue ball take off and land perfectly. They caught it a little bit thick, if anything. That's why the cue balls ended up where it's at
Yeah, he hit
now.
a little bit on the low side, too, unfortunately.
Got a little bit too much draw.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's got to hurry up here. Oh, he has got. He's called the extension.
So he called the bank. He's going to jump over the 9 and try to bank the 8 ball. Overcut it.
Yeah, got it a little bit thin. Where's the 8 ball going? Where is it going? Oh, he might have had a bit of luck here, and he has. Now then, safety shot. Order of the day, I would think, here.
I like banking that 2 rails underneath the 10 and leaving the cue ball, you know, uptown by the top rail. Just like that. It's a very nice shot.
Yeah, he's played that very well, hasn't he? Look, perfect shot from Evan LUNDA. Very nicely played indeed.
Now here, in a perfect world, you want to hit off the second rail and hit the 8 dead straight. One of the best I've ever seen shooting this shot is Nick Warner. He would hit this 2 rails, hit that 8 ball dead straight, stop it right there underneath the 10 and the 9. Unfortunately for Lee,
Wow.
he hit the 10 ball first, so.
Very uncharacteristic for Kang. We've said he's a 3 cushion player, and you'd expect him to make that shot, really. Just to bring you up to date, Yasmin Ocean just broke on the hill. She's a setup and 3-2 up, but she broke dry on table 6. Meanwhile, on table 1, Evan LUNDA looks like going up 3-1 in the second set. And we'll have another live game for you, of course, coming up 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, cool. That's
Perfect
just a little
10.
bit thin. So it's going to be 3-1. Can you believe that? He's missed the 10.
Wow.
A straight in 10.
Yeah, that's uncharacteristic of Evan. You don't see him do that too often, believe me.
Wow. I tell you, we talk about individual balls being game changers and match changers.
Yeah.
That could be one right there, because instead of being on the hill, this now should be 2-2, and Kang will be breaking to get on the hill. Unbelievable miss there. And in it goes, and it is 2-2. Who would have thought that? You mentioned it. You said he's absolutely perfect on the 10. He was perfect on the 10 and missed it.
Yeah, that I'm pretty sure everyone is shocked about that one, because that was totally unexpected. Just goes to show the game of pool. It doesn't matter how easy a shot is. Any player, any given player is capable of missing any given shot at any given time, but any given player at any given level is capable of making any shot at any given time, you know? So it could work both ways.
Always respect
the shot.
Always. That's one of the first things I was taught when I started playing this great game. So Kang Lee now, instead of his opponent breaking on the hill, they're breaking, Kang's breaking 2-2. Now then, can he get a good break here? Can he make a ball? I don't think he can. I don't think he has. Only consolation, no shot on the 1 for Evan LUNDA. He'll be pushing here. Where'd you push to? Tony?
Um,
Over by the 7.
like I said, no, like I said, you always want to push somewhere where you leave him an awkward angle. Over here, he didn't really have many places or many options to push to. I might have pushed for a jump shot, like put it, behind the 4, like run into the 8, so that way the 4 is there. Because over here, you're kind of leaving an easy safe, I'd rather take my chances with the jump shot.
Yeah, 3 balls to
than to
hide
leave,
behind over there.
yeah, my opponent,
Well, as he hasn't left the gap through the 2-7, has he? Surely the jump stick's coming out again. Oh, it's a good advert for the air rush.
I wonder if he's going to call the 3 or is he going to call the 1? I think he called the 1 in the corner.
What are you jumping with, Tony, these days?
Air rush. It's an incredible jump cue.
I've got one on order.
Nice. You're not going to be disappointed with it, I'll tell you that. And what I love about it is that you can actually jump over the ball and draw the cue ball too.
Incredible technology now available. Oh, look at the amount of draw on that as well. Wow.
He might have let him see just enough to place him behind the 7. Maybe a little draw here. Come off the cushion and tuck it underneath the 7.
I was wondering if it passes the 9. It doesn't, I don't think. If it passed the 9, would you take it on?
No.
Absolutely not.
4 ball is an interesting spot. Wondering if the 4-10 is on, and if it is on, does it go past the 5? Then again, if he hits this solid enough, he might run the 1 into the 4. Again, it's be interesting. It looks like the 4-10 might be on there, Mark. And, if he shoots the 1, the 2, the 3 in the side, and he's able to, bypass that 5 ball to play that combo, that might be the move there.
Yeah, it gets away with having to worry about the 4, doesn't it? And meanwhile, Yasmin Ocean on the 10 ball to win 2 sets, and she's won it. The handshake comes with Zach Boss. So he goes to the 1 loss, Zach Boss.
So let's see what Lee's going to do here. Curious to see if he can get past that 5 and play that combo. Is he going to shoot the 3 and send the 4 3 rails and leave the cue ball underneath the 10? So this is the shot I was talking about. If that 4-10 is on, Mark, and he can get past that 5 ball, even if it means drawing across the table, but I don't think he can from this angle. He can't draw. If he had gotten straight, he might have been able to do that. Let's see if he can get past that. Yep, that's what he's doing. He's playing the combo.
Wow.
This is to go ahead 3-2.
It looked almost all over, didn't it, in the last rack? And then that unbelievable miss on the 10 from Evan is giving Kang the chance now. He could be on the hill after this and breaking for the second set.
How could he hit that?
And in it goes. Great shot from Kang Lee. We'll be back after the break. welcome back to this beautiful Ho-Chunk Gaming Casino here in Baraboo in Wisconsin. Kang Lee breaking off on the hill. Unbelievably breaking off on the hill, actually. Having a look around the table. What's he made? Well, he's made a ball and he's got a shot on the one here, Tony. So look at this.
Yeah.
Chance to go one set. Oh, okay, 6 balls a little bit awkward, but it's still manageable.
Yeah, I mean, the 5 to the 6 is tricky, but he has the if he gets right on the 5, he can play the 6 in the same pocket as a 5.
Yeah, needs to get good on this too. It just shows you, we said at the time, how quickly a match can change on one shot, and it was that 10 ball that Evan LUNDA missed. Unbelievable miss.
To go ahead 3-1, I believe, right?
To go ahead, yeah, 3-1 and be on the hill and break in for the second set and the match.
Whoa.
Wow, he's missed the 1. Can you believe it?
And he made it easier to get on the 6. The 6 and the 7 looks like it's on now.
Just having a look around the room. Your opponent is having a little bit of a practice, so you're sat in here commentating with me, and your opponent's getting some practicing over there, Tony. But you're not bothered about your opponent. You've played him enough, haven't you?
Yeah,
The
that
great
stuff doesn't bother me.
Torsten Holman. Oh, it's not Torsten, actually, is it?
Ooh, he overcut that one.
Yeah, decelerated. Visibly saw him holding back the cue. That was a huge compliment to Torsten, because that guy practicing is only about 25 years old.
Yeah.
But Torsten's a fit man, don't forget. Loves the gym, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he's in phenomenal shape. He's always been like that as long as I remember. Well, let's see what Kang does here, Mark. Like I said, you know, when he missed earlier, I don't know if he can go between the 9-10 or the 10-4, because he wound up with a little more angle, unless he can hit it full enough to slow it down a bit. Yeah, it's good. Now he has to make sure he gets past that 8 ball. He might have to go back and forth here and take a slightly tougher shot on the 8 ball. If he can get past that 8 ball underneath it. Because if he tries to go above it, he might draw right towards the 5 or that pocket. We ran right into the 8 ball.
Yeah, and the local man here today, Tyler Steyer, this is his home state, of course, Wisconsin, from Oshkosh. He will be next up on the TV table against Roland Garcia. That's going to be a cracker.
Oh, that's going to be a great match.
Roland, of course, reached the final against Fedor Gorst in Arizona, so he's a man on form as well. And that'll be coming up.
You got to hit this thin. You got to hit this thin on the right-hand side and bring the cue ball down here. Even if you don't leave him behind the ball, at least you're making it very, very tough.
Tell you what, he's putting all his eggs in one basket here, Tony. I think he's trying to get cover here behind the 7 and the 6, coming thin off the left-hand side of it, and he's playing it left-handed.
Wow.
This is a brave shot. Needs to get this right.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that shot, but, you know, he is a 3-cushion player. Maybe he feels very comfortable. I guess he does, because he hit that like a dream. Wow.
Beautifully played. Great shot.
Oof.
And straight away, though, and I tell you, with these jump cues, as we mentioned, this is, I wouldn't say a sitter, but it's all of a sudden a 90%er instead of a 20%er.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he makes this, he's going to get position. So, you know, I don't think he's worried about the position. He just has to focus on hitting the ball where he wants to make it.
What a lovely camera angle. Wow. He's actually caught the 7 ball there. And Kang caught the cue ball. John Lehman giving it a quick clean. Roland Garcia just coming to say hi. He'll be up next on the TV table, as we said, against Tyler Steyer. So don't go anywhere. This is the place to be. Billiards TV for the Apex Wisconsin Open. Day 1 of 4 days, Tony.
Yeah. I think Lee got a little straighter than what he wanted to there on the 6th ball. He's going to have to probably shoot off the rail, close to off the rail, you know, being frozen to the rail. He's, like I said, if he wants to win this set, he has to stay focused. You can cheat the pocket here just a little bit. That way you avoid.
He played a little drag shot there.
Yeah.
There you saw the cue ball spinning backwards slowly and then gripping again, but it held it just nicely.
Yeah.
Very nicely played, but this is a little tester into these side pockets.
You can tell Evan's pretty disgusted with himself for missing that 10 ball earlier. I guess he wound up with an angle here, Mark, because he's elevating the cue stick. Look at that. Wow. He elevated the cue stick. He missed it and left them an opportunity to tie it hill-hill.
Yeah, and he's got a slight angle on this, so easy to run off the side rail, back over for the 8 ball.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a hill-hill here. And I'll tell you one thing. I guarantee he's not going to miss a 10 ball this time. Right?
Yeah, I think he'll be taking that little bit extra care on this one. And I know people say, oh, you know, I just forget about it and move on with the next shot. It's sometimes not that easy, especially on a ball like that he missed, Tony.
Yeah.
Just slightly gone a little bit too far. He's okay, though.
I think he's fine. Even if he played the 10 in the opposite pocket, he's fine. He came a little short there, though.
You see, whenever you're using a rail, there's always that possibility, right?
Yeah, he came short there.
So this is a tricky little one into these side pockets. They don't look very big from that angle. Surprising how easily the cue ball goes in the side from that angle sometimes, though.
Oh, yeah. But I like shooting this in the side pocket with just enough speed to just, you know, make it and try to lead the cue ball downtown. But, you know, once I make that decision, I'm not worried so much about the safe. I'm really focused on making the ball. Is he calling the bank? Guess he's shooting the bank. Wow.
And in it goes.
He hit that great.
We are hill-hill. Wow, he must have thought that he'd won this a couple of racks ago, actually. But hill-hill won the first set also, and he's breaking for the second, which will take him through to the second round. 64 players here, guys, battling it out for the first prize of $25,000 prize money. And the pool scene getting bigger and better all the time. We have 6 events for you. We've already traveled to Arizona, and here we are in Wisconsin. Next we go to Vegas for the big one, for the big expo. Tony, we love that one, don't we? There's also the Predator World 10 ball during that, and there's a new addition also to that event this year. 2 new additions actually. There's a women's event, the Alpha Women's Cup is going to be taking place there, and also for the first time the World Carom Championships.
Oh, that's so
I believe
great.
there's 150 Carom players going to be in Vegas. Wow. And I believe it's the most amount of pros ever under one roof.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm looking forward to that. Wow, look at that great break that Evan just hit right there.
Oh, and look at this. Now, have you seen what I've seen here? If the 2 doesn't go, do you fancy the 2-10 Carom?
Yes, because it's a free shot. And, you know, he can play defense here.
I like this. This could be all over.
You know, I would try to draw maybe 2 rails behind the 8 just in case, or the 9 or the 6, you know, and it's good because I think you could cut the 10 enough where the 2 will go away from the 10 should you hang the ball, you know.
So he's called it.
Ooh.
Oh, he's done a shirt foul on the 5 ball. And now a chance for Kang Lee to take us to a shootout.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be a straight in 10 combo,
Yeah.
look.
That was an unfortunate, careless mistake there.
Yeah, you've got to
by
say
Evan.
that's careless, you know. Oh, they're the ones that really hurt. We've had the easy 10 and now a shirt foul.
Yeah, I mean, you know, those are the ones that hurt, like you said. And, you know, it's like, you know, that's John's job. You know, he's going to be there and he's going to be on top of that. You know, he's going to call it. So all the more reason to be more careful. But, you know, he was so focused, I guess, and determined to make that 10 ball. He didn't really focus as much on making sure he doesn't touch that 5 ball.
Yeah, we've got Eagle Eye Shaw. We've got
Wow.
Hawkeye, Lehman. We're going for a break. We'll be back with a shootout. Welcome back to our first shootout on day one. Evan LUNDA won the leg, has chosen to go first, and he also gets to choose which side. And there you'll see the break on your screens. You can see the area. They will each have 4 shots. They will play an innings, both from the same side. Then we swap back over to the other side. And then if we're still level after 4 innings, the box will shrink back by 1 diamond. The 10 ball is placed where it's placed in the rack when it's racked. First shot to Evan LUNDA. Well, he missed a straight in 10 before, and he's missed that one as well. So, well, could say advantage to Kang Lee if he can make this. Now watch how referee John Lehman spots this ball. He will spot it with the white part of the ball up. So with the blue ring, Tony, parallel to the table, so that you've got nothing to aim at really, you know. It's all skill, this.
Yeah, you have to hit it pretty well. And it's always interesting how some players prefer to go 2 rails with draw as opposed to 2 rails with follow, 2-3 rails, you know.
So Kang Lee with a chance. Oh, he's right in the heart of the pocket. So advantage to Kang Lee after round 1. Now they switch over to the other side, and you can place the cue ball anywhere you like, providing it's in that box. Basically a diamond by a diamond. So choosing to go away from the rail. A lot of players play it off the rail.
Hit this heart of the pocket there.
That was a beautiful shot, wasn't it? So we're 1-1, but of course Kang Lee, he went second. He has the chance to keep the initiative and the advantage. If he can make this, all he has to do is keep making the 10 ball, and he can't lose this now.
That's correct.
Once again, putting the cue ball almost on the edge of that diamond. Straight into the heart again. These are always very dramatic. These shootouts, traumatic for the players, some might say, Tony.
Yeah.
Have you played in many? How many have you had? Can you remember?
I played in 6 of them, and I won the first 4 and have lost my last 2. So I'm due for another win.
You're due for a win. Oh, wiped its feet, but it's in. Now then, if Kang Lee can make this next one, Evan must make the next one. And I think it's the first time I've seen both players placing the cue ball so far away from the rail. They're actually making the 10 ball slightly more difficult, but easier cueing, would you say, Tony?
If they're making it slightly difficult by what?
They're making the angle slightly sharper by moving it towards the diamond more rather than near the rail.
I think it's more of a preference. See, look how great he hit that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just some players just feel more confident that way, you know. Some players don't like to have their hand anywhere near the rail or even their wrist, you know.
That's where I need the 10 ball there to make it, right by that pocket. So Evan must make this. We're in sudden death already. He must make this. If he doesn't, it's all over. Oh, straight into the heart of the pocket. But of course, Kang Lee just has to make this one to win the set and to win the match.
And if he does not,
then
we go to
sudden death, and that's when the box shrinks back to where the cue ball is now, look. So that's where they'll have to play from. Kang Lee will be hoping that he can finish it off here. And now, don't forget, coming up next, Tyler Steyer against Roland Garcia. in it goes, the handshake, and we'll be back very, very soon.